In this video, we will discuss about the authentication and authorization. This is pretty simple and straightforward. First, we will start with by creating a controller file. Let us create the controller. Let's name is now this is API slash controller. So just make it short API slash auth. As what we're going to do, we're going to implement the HTTP GET, HTTP post action result, and where from where we will get the data, what will be the type of that, right? So basically we need to get the username and password from the payload, right? So let's create one class for this one. So we can create a class inside this model and we can use that, but since that will only be used inside our controller file, so better we can isolate this by creating one nested class. Okay, first thing is we are going to validate or get the user. Get, let's define a variable user, for example, user info. Then we are what we're going to do, we are going to validate this username and password are correct or not. Validate user info. Okay, and then username and password. Let's define this variable. It's going to be a private variable in our case, right? Okay, we're getting the username and password, and here we are going to add the database call to check whether this is a valid user or not. If it's a valid user, it is going to return us the data. What type of data is going to return? It is going to return us one type of user. Right? So user will have data properties. So let's define that class first. In this case also, this is going to be a public class. The property will be there. It will have public, let's say integer, ID, right? Username, and let's say user country, public string country. Now let's define a constructor, public, not user role, so just user. Probably we can remove those from here and it should be good. Okay, so we have property, ID, username, country, these three only, and probably you can give the not username, maybe user email, let's say. ID, email, name, country. That's pretty much. Now let's modify this. We created this body and login request and the user. Now we can use that user as a return type here, right? Now here we are going to do API call in DRL. This will validate the user info from the database. That is correct. Now for the simplicity and making the video short, we will return one object here. Simple username and email. Let's say john@gmail.com or whatever it is, and John USA. Right. So the private variable is created, which is good here. Now here, what we will do is we will check if user info is null, then just return the, you can simply return unauthorized. Unauthorized. That's okay because 401 will, it will be printed there. Now we can create secret key, right? So let's say we define a variable with secret key. So from where we will get the key. What we can do, we can open our app settings and here we can define the auth settings. So here we have the secret keys, issuer, and issuer is our local host and whatever it is running, and our audiences is for example test audiences. Okay. Now we are going to use this one. So how we are going to use this? So in the secret key we will take this and inside put it in the variable. Now here we are going to use new symmetric key, symmetric security key. Okay. And what we need here is the security key is not available. We have to install some packages. Let's install the packages here and go to the NuGet package manager and install new package. What package do we need? We need Microsoft Identity Model, then tokens. System Identity Model. Install this. We also need the bearer. So Microsoft Authentication JWT bearer. So this is correct. Install this. Should be good. Let us go ahead with. And then inside that, what we're going to do, we're going to convert. So here we need one. We need the secret key, right? So this is the secret we have written here. This secret, this one, we're going to need this one. So how are we going to get this one? So what we can do here is let's create a config. Let's make it a private and I configuration. Let's give it configuration. Now let's declare the now declare the constructor of the class public authentication controller. This is correct. Now we have that one here. What we can do, we can get it like this. Fine. And with that, we also need the signing credentials. So we have the signing credentials which we are getting from the again from the app setting. Here is the secret key and the algorithm we are using is this one. Now time to create the claims. So where claims, we will say it's a new claim, new list of type claim, right? Now what we're going to do is we're going to simply create the JWT token. JWT token. How we're going to create new JWT security token. Going to pass the parameter here. Going to pass the parameter like issuer is our config issuer, and then the audiences will give claims, whatever claims we have here, and we have the expire time. So whatever time now plus 30 minutes. So it will be expired in 30 minutes. Now the last is to return the token to return, create another, okay, and return this. Fine. Let's fix the issues now. Oh, it was where. Now let's give it a try. Okay, now run this. It will have our post endpoint, and what is the endpoint? It is API auth, and pass the parameter as a JSON string. What we have to do here? We have to do the configuration in our program.cs file. So services.add authentication. What type of authentication? It will be bearer authentication. Okay, let's take this one. So bearer authentication, and we will have the options here. Inside the options, we will say that what is our secret key and what are the valid secret keys. So new, then we are going to add these things, this configurations basically. Validate issuer signing key is also true. Now we are going to get the valid issuer is this one. What from where we're getting? This is getting from app settings. Now valid audience also we need to give. So let's make it valid audiences, and this is our audiences. Right. And now in the sign-in security key, new symmetric key, we are going to use the similar way from our base64 string. This is our secret, the app settings one. Now let's give it a try. Okay, we are getting this error. Let us see the controller. So login controller, which is fine. Not good. Okay, so it will be if it is null, then it will send us our authentication. Okay, you see, we got the token. This is the JWT token. Let us verify the token first, how it looks like. It is only having the audience, test out, and our ISS, right? In next video, we are going to use this token.